time you put up your Yes.
If you're working actively to promote tourism to Mexico, and so what will that consist of, and will you be compensated for it?
It was a great honour for me, for Jim and John and everybody else at Fox to meet with the President. Doesn't happen to me every day. And I've been very inspired by what he's done, and there's particularly in the last couple of months in this time of crisis, his decisive action I thought was extraordinary, and I was lucky enough to meet his family, to meet the First Lady, and to meet his children, Mary and Luis Felipe. I'm not sure if I should tell that other. Can I tell that other?
Yes, yes.
I can?
Yeah,
about
sure.
Luis Felipe?
Yeah, you can.
No, I shouldn't. No, I'm going to get in trouble.
He will be the premier, so don't worry.
He's going to be there?
Yeah, he's going to be.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Mr. President, if I'm overstepping my bounds here, but I met him last night and I invited Luis Felipe to the premiere. And he was a fan, he's a fan of the character, fan of the movies, and he sort of started looking around like this and didn't really say anything. I thought, oh, maybe he's not a fan. And then someone whispered in my ear that he'd been in a little bit of trouble with his parents the last couple of days, and he wasn't sure if he was allowed to go from his parents. And I went, oops. So when I met the President, we had I want to say an hour with him. It was fantastic. It was very informative. I'll get into that in a second. But at the end I said, I have a confession to make. I said, I think I invited your son, and maybe I invited him at a time where it wasn't really any of my business about whether he should go or not. He said, that's okay, we'll handle that. So, they're both very full-on parents, which I always found very, very encouraging and exciting. And I found both of them to be very warm, very down-to-earth, made us all feel very comfortable. And we asked questions, and obviously we asked questions about the H1N1 virus, and we spent quite a lot of time talking about that, and he showed me the graphs of how things are now under control, and that very frightening period for a fortnight, and he shared some of his own personal feelings about that and was very candid to me about those tough decisions which he had to make, and it was, I found, very refreshing. It's easy for any of us. I mean, I'm a voter like you. I watch the news, I read, and you see them make speeches. It's very gratifying to have the opportunity to talk to leaders in these times of their country's life, which is critical, and to hear them talk about how they felt, to hear their honesty and their candour about the tough decisions that they had to make, to feel the heartfelt feelings about what was going on in the country, and to people who were suffering from the virus, to the things that I'm sure that many people, even in Mexico, don't know, the things he was doing behind the scenes, and the things, it was very inspiring. And all I can say is, from an outsider, I feel like you all have someone who cares deeply about his country, deeply about his people, and I felt a sense of relief with him to know that what could have been far worse had become under control. And anyway, they're my impressions of my time with him, and with the First Lady, who was also, I spent a bit of time with her before we saw the President. Very down to earth, and there are things I want to say which I probably shouldn't say. Things I asked her, but that would be overstepping the mark. But she's very, very real, and obviously a mother first, you know, and that's, I found, very gratifying. And it's a beautiful, what we would call the White House, but it's, how do you say in Spanish?
Los Pinos.
Los
Pinos.
Los Pinos. Oh, yeah, Los Pinos, the pines, yeah, beautiful. The gardens,
The pines,
beautiful.
yeah.
I asked Luis Felipe if he'd found any secret spots in the garden, and he says, yes, down the back. He's pointing down the back. And when I mentioned to his mum, I said, you know, I asked Luis Felipe about any secret spots in the garden, and she says, yeah, yes, down the back. And I thought, It's the same the world over. Mothers know everything.
Hugh, has logrado hacer a Wolverine 4 ocasiones y sigues paralelamente tu carrera en papeles muy diferentes. ¿Cuál es el secreto para no encasillarse y no temer encasillarse en algún personaje?
I would love to say that there's been a huge master plan, but there hasn't been, except that the guiding light for me has been, if I have the opportunity to work with great directors, and certainly in the last 3, 4 or 5 years I've done that. I've wanted to stay with the theatre as well as film, and to try and do as many different things as I can. I think for me, as an actor, that's what really inspires me and keeps me going. And it's a difficult time for me, to be honest, because I have only 5 months left of my title as Sexiest Man Alive. That was all I planned to do in my life, so I'm not sure where to go to from here. I've just got a new title for my movie. I'm too sexy for my shirt.
That's great. Thank you very much.